70% of you that watch my channel do not subscribe. If you have ever enjoyed my video, please could you do me a favor by hitting the subscription channel. It helps this channel more than you know. The bigger the channel gets, the bigger the gets. Today I'll be talking about a very important topic for pharmacists who want to come to Australia to live and work. And this time around is for industrial pharmacists. So many of you have come to my channel to ask me questions. How do we get to Australia as pharmacists without having to sit for CAPS examination? This is very vital for those who are industrial pharmacists who don't want to sit for CAPS examination or who don't want to go through the rigorous process of registering in Australia as a pharmacist. So you can come in here as an industrial pharmacist and you don't need to sit for any examination. In fact, the only examination I know you have to sit for is English test, which to me is pretty easy. And a whole lot of options of English language tests you can go for. PTE is there, OET is there. You also have IELTS, which is the major one. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about industrial pharmacist pathway to Australia. If you're an industrial pharmacist, you work in industry, in research, in production, you have more than 1 year experience, you have employment letter from your employer, you have pay slip, then this video is for you. Basically, industrial pharmacist is in skill occupation list in Australia. What this means that Australia is in need of industrial pharmacists. The good thing about this pathway is that if you've been watching through my previous video, you find out that I've been talking about you need to sit for CAPS examination, you need to prepare for CAPS examination. You don't need to write any examination. All you need to do is to assess your degree. So there is an assessing body for industrial pharmacists, which is different from APC, Australian Pharmacy Council. Australian Pharmacy Council is responsible for assessing skills for retail pharmacies, clinical pharmacies, hospital pharmacies. The assessing body for industrial pharmacies is known as Vet Assess. If you go to the description section of this video, you have access to the link that will lead you to the Vet Assess website. Also, I've included a link that will give you extra information in terms of what you need to know, the documentation, things you need to know about you doing your assessment as an industrial pharmacist. So the basic thing you need to have is your international passports. You need to have your resume well written. You need to have statement of service from your employer to show that you work an industrial pharmacist. You work for a specified number of hours, at least a minimum of 20 hours in a week. You earn so amount of salaries, and the letter should also have your key responsibilities or duties as an industrial pharmacist. And these responsibilities should be in line with what is described in the ANZAC code contained in the Vet Assess website. So in the description section of this video, there will be a link giving you information sheets on industrial pharmacies, the documentation, expectations for you in terms of your salary package, in terms of your job description, employment, in terms of your qualification, the degree you need to have. So when you've gathered all of these, all you need to do is just to head to Vet Assess website and upload the necessary document, then give them time to assess your application. It usually takes about few weeks depending on the volume of applications they have. So once Vet assess your qualification and you are deemed positive as an industrial pharmacist, so you have positive skills assessments as an industrial pharmacist, then all you need to do is to go back to the same process we've been talking about. You've gotten your English language test, then you can create your EOI as an industrial pharmacist. If you go to the description section of this video, you see a link that will direct you on how to create EOI as an industrial pharmacist. As an industrial pharmacist trained overseas, you can come to Australia via two pathways: the skilled nomination pathway or employer sponsored visa. Industrial pharmacists are eligible for skilled nomination visa 190 and 491. You can also come here through an employer sponsored visa known as 482 visa. In the description section of this video, I have added a link that will show you the various visa options that are available to industrial pharmacists who are trained overseas and wish to come to Australia to live and work as an industrial pharmacist. So 491 visa and 190 visa are skill nominated visas that are available to industrial trained pharmacists. And just like any other visa, all you need to do is to go to the respective states you have in Australia and know the ones that have pharmacists in their skill occupation list. I know for the 2023-2024 year, Western Australia, that is PET has industrial pharmacists in their occupation list. So you also have to go to other states, maybe Western Australia, you have to go to South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, and see if industrial pharmacist is in a skill occupation list. Create UI, choose the state you want to be in when you come to Australia, and then from time to time you keep checking your emails to see if you've been invited to apply for a skilled nominated visa in Australia. Another pathway you can come in through here as a skill as an industrial pharmacist is through the employer sponsored visa. Just like retail pharmacists, clinical pharmacists, and hospital pharmacists, all you need to do is to jump online, seek.com. You can go to Indeed, or you can even, just like I said earlier, you can go to try to have the pharmaceutical industries in Australia, their email address, and send a message to them that, oh, you've done your skills assessment, you've gotten positive skills assessment, you've written your English language test, you have the required experience expected of you to work as an industrial pharmacist. Just send it with a good cover letter and a resume and see if they can invite you for an interview, or you can apply for already established job applications in Seek and Indeed, as the case may be. If you're invited and are happy with your qualification, your experience, they can sponsor you to come in here through Visa 482 to come and work as an industrial pharmacist. And when you're here on 482 visa, you can, at the end of the day, have your pathway to becoming a permanent resident in Australia, or you can decide to go for 491 or 190 visa, as the case may be. So this is specifically for industrial pharmacists who are working in the pharmaceutical industry, who wish to come to Australia to live and work as an industrial pharmacist. The key point to go home with: you don't need to sit for CAPS examination. All you need to do is to assess your degree with a body or an assessing authority known as Vet Assess. Vet Assess will authenticate your degree to see that is in line with Australian qualification. Then at the end of the day, when you've gotten your positive skills assessment, you have your English language test, then you can go ahead and apply for EOI for 190 or 491 visa, as the case may be. You can also seek for employer sponsored visa 482. There are other visa options vis-a-vis employer sponsored pathway that can enable you to come here to live and work as an industrial pharmacist. Let it known to you that as an industrial pharmacist, you don't require any registration. All you need to do is just your skills assessment, and you come in here to work as an industrial pharmacist. If in the future you have a career goal and you want to shift to retail pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, or hospital pharmacy, you then have to go through the CAPS examination to get registered with APRA. That way you can work as a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist in Australia. I hope this video has gone a long way to help industrial pharmacists overseas who want to come here to live and work as pharmacists. Please remember my introduction statement. 70% of you that watch my videos do not subscribe. Please, if you've enjoyed my video in the past, if you love my video, if you've recommended it to any of your friends, please, I do ask a favor of you to hit the subscription button. That way the channel will grow and we have more guests come to our channels to talk to us about immigration pathways in Australia. And big things is coming in the future. This time around, I'm trying to see how I can expand the scope of the channel. Not just talking about pharmacist immigration to Australia. I also want to see how other key professionals can come to Australia. So We're extending this in the future to professional occupation like physiotherapists, medical lab scientists, opticians, medical lab technicians who want to come to Australia to live and work. These are all professional occupations that are in skill occupation list in Australia. So we will be expanding the channel to accommodate these healthcare professionals who wish to come and live and work in Australia. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. I'm going to be away next time. Until then, do have a lovely week. Thanks, it's Edwin. Bye for now.